Alright guys, welcome once again to my non-comic lineups, where I take a comic book team and make it with members from characters outside of the comics, basically. And this time around, as you can see, yeah, non-comic Masters of Evil. Oh boy, this should be good. This should be good. Um, as always, this is just my personal opinion of my list, and I'm always excited to see what you guys have. For a supervillain team down below. So let's get started. Starting off with, as you can see right here, Shang Tsung. Yeah, Shang Tsung would be this team's. He would definitely be this team's magical member. He would be the magical advisor of this group. I was thinking about going with Quan Chi, but I was like, everyone kind of expects Quan Chi if you go with Mortal Kombat villains. So I kind of went with Shang Tsung. And besides, he's just as dangerous as Quan Chi is, and I figured his magic and necromancy, as well as his ability to use people's souls, could come in handy. And I'm pretty sure the guy running this who would be putting this team together, who I'm going to be saving at the end of this, would probably really like. I think our leader of this team would be sadistic enough to pick Shang Tsung for the sole ground of, oh, you can steal people's souls? Totally awesome. You're in. So Shang Tsung is also an incredibly devious and wise member. So I think he would be also almost like the brain trust of the group. And yeah, if he had any thoughts of turning on these members, yeah, the leader of this team's not going to have it. But we'll get to that when we get to that. So first and foremost, Shang Tsung. So next up is Lord Dominator from Wander Over Yonder. I was considering Azula, but I figured Lord Dominator is a more fun character to really play with. Reason being is because Dominator, first off, she's incredibly powerful. Power over magma and ice, as well as she's incredibly intelligent. Her body armor is nearly indestructible. She's also pretty intelligent too, and has, an army of Volcanium X powered robots. So yeah, even though she's not big on the whole teamwork thing, I'm pretty sure getting what she wants, which is basically total and utter annihilation of the galaxy, which our leader would give her, would probably entice her to work with some of these other wackos, or as she would call them, dorks. But with that, she has the backing of an army behind her. She has the backing of an entire group of mindless droids who serve her, loyally, because they're programmed that way. Unless you count Bot 13, but that's a different story altogether. So Dominator would definitely bring, she could be on the front lines too. If things go south, she can just easily unleash a torrent of pain and misery on anybody who gets in her way. Next up is Megatron. Yeah, you guys probably figured that Megatron would more than likely be on this list somewhere. What more can I say about what qualifies Megatron to be part of a Masters of Evil team? The dude's the definition of evil in a lot of cases. Megatron is a brutal tactician. He would definitely bring a lot of military power behind him, with of course the Decepticon armada, as well as he's pretty devious. You put him with the likes of Dominator and Shang Tsung and some of the other members of this team, they're going to be thinking of some really devious shit. But no, with Megatron's backing, they would have the army, they would have the Decepticons, along with Dominator's troops, and a few other troops among this team. So this group would be well set in terms of armies. Megatron is also probably the second largest of this group. I'll get to the largest member of this team. But with him comes, again, I think he would be in charge. Well, I don't think he'd be in charge of military tactics, but I think he would be he would almost be like the field commander. So if anything, I think Megatron might be the second. I would put Megatron as the second in command. Really, I didn't really think, because second in commands aren't really big in villain teams. But if our leader had to choose one, it would more than likely be Megatron. If not him, then our next guy. And that is Darth Malgus. You're probably wondering, really? Darth Malgus out of all the Sith Lords and Star Wars villains you could have picked? Yeah, Darth Malgus. Darth Malgus is I think the reason why Malgus would join such a group is he really doesn't believe in the Sith cause. Not in the same way Bane does. He still believes in like a Sith empire. But the difference is, Malgus saw weakness within the Empire, and he wanted to change it so it wouldn't be so. At this point in Malgus's time in the Sith Empire, the Sith Empire had become incredibly xenophobic, as well as very too reliant on the Dark Council as well as the Emperor. So Malgus wanted to have a empire that would be run by its own inhibition. So, and free of its own petty squabbles, and just the whole thing of, let's just take out the Jedi. That's our whole point, isn't it? So, that was the thing, and I think that would be the point of why Malgus would join this team of villains, because, yeah, it would probably be like, if I help you, you help me, remake the Sith Empire in my image. And that's probably how it would go. Malgus is let's not forget that Malgus is a powerful Sith Lord. He's probably one of the most powerful, right up there with the Emperor and a few others like Darth Jadis, as well as Darth Nihilus. Malgus is a master of Juyo and several other Sith techniques. He's a brilliant master. He's a brilliant tactician. He would probably be the one, more than Megatron, to be the one leading the ground troops. And also, he has his own Sith faction that served him loyally. So, if anything, I think Malgus, you have an army of fanatic Sith serving under Malgus, as well as he also had a few Mandalorians with him, as well as his faithful Twi'lek concubine, Elena Daru, who was pretty dangerous in her own right. I think you've got someone who would be a valuable asset to this band of rogues. Following that is Queen Chrysalis. Yeah, a My Little Pony villain. Queen Chrysalis is, again, I think, more than anything, the more I think about it, she would probably be the one who would be the bigger brain trust of this group. She would be the one who would be in charge of a lot of planning. Chrysalis is incredible. She's a shapeshifter, and she has an army of changelings behind her, who this team could more than likely have infiltrate any enemy to their cause and just wipe them out from the inside. Just go total secret invasion on their asses with no problem whatsoever. And that would be the big thing, is that Chrysalis and her changelings, that would be a main reason, because they would be the infiltrators. They would be the one who would be spying on everyone. And yeah, as King Louis said in the new Jungle Book movie, even my ears have ears. And that's what Queen Chrysalis' role is. She would be the one in charge of all the information that floods in. And make no mistake, if you give her enough power, she can hold her own. So, yeah. The Changeling Queen would definitely be a valuable member of this group. Next up, we have our team's enforcer, chief enforcer, in fact, King Ghidorah. Now, King Ghidorah would probably, more than likely, not be a willing member of this team. Ghidorah would pretty much be a villain, well, not really a villain. He would be controlled. Ghidorah would be on a leash and constantly under control, whether it be pheromones or drugs or something else of that nature. Ghidorah would be the one the team would set out for just total and utter mass destruction. If they have a fight, on their hands, or they're fighting a huge fleet or an army or something, or a whole planet they want to conquer, just just turn Ghidorah loose. Just turn him, just unleash him, and just completely devastate everything in his path. And yeah, he wouldn't be really, again, a official member of this team. He would be a member of this team, but not in the official sense. He would be their attack dog, really. That's the better word. Like I said, he's the enforcer, but really he's more like the attack dog they have on a leash. A giant 3-headed space dragon attack dog. So if they ever run into a situation that just calls for complete and utter decimation of a city or a planet or an entire army or a battle fleet, they would just unleash Ghidorah to more or less quintessentially wipe out everything in their path. So, yeah. And here he is, ladies and gentlemen, our leader of the Masters of Evil, Bill Cipher. You're probably thinking, really? Bill Cipher as the leader of Megatron, King Ghidorah, Shang Tsung, Lord Dominator, and Darth Malgus and Queen Chrysalis, really, he would be the one in charge of this group. To which I say, yeah, he would be. The thing is with Bill Cipher is that not only is he powerful, he is also he is an amazing manipulator. This guy could make you believe anything, and honestly, I think he could honestly just use his words alone to get this team together. He would use just speaking alone and really play on their weaknesses, their inhibitions, their drives, their passions. He would use all of that against them to get them to work together. And if they got out of line or argued with him or argued with each other, he would just beat the shit out of him. He's that powerful, guys. He wiped out a being that can control time and space. So I'm pretty goddamn sure he could keep a majority of these guys under his thumb. And again, he can easily mind control something like King Ghidorah and just turn him, release that control, turn him loose. And Bill Bill's incredibly intelligent, and all he wants to do is just unleash the weird Mageddon that will eventually destroy destroy everything. So, with that being said, I think as long as he keeps these villains in the dark about his true plans, I'm pretty goddamn sure that this guy could keep this team together, as well as unite their abilities to just decimate the competition, as well as any hero that was stupid enough to get in their way. So, yeah, I fully believe that Bill Cipher would be the undisputed leader of this version of the Masters of Evil. So, there you go, guys. There is my Masters of Evil team. 7 villains, kind of like the 7 deadly sins. But yeah, I'm always... this is just my personal opinion. This list was just made for fun. If you think a villain should be on here or not on here, or that's totally fine. No ill will against you. I'm always excited to see what you guys have for your team. Who would be on your non-comic Masters of Evil team? Just comment below, lets me know. And once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.